hi-ho, folks, and welcome back to the adventures of Turwinkle, the gnome mage. Well, hi, Turwinkle.
Hello.
Are you all set for tonight, sir?
Affirmative.
Well, great, because tonight we're going to be talking to a fun role player here on Moonguard called Rhia from the Ravenwood Company. We're going to find out all about her role play, a little bit about her, and get some advice for you other role players out there tonight. So without any further ado, let us go and talk to Rhia. Alrighty, folks. Well, we're out here in the Valley of the Kings, and the perfect spot to meet none other than Rhia. Rhia of the Nightfall. She's in the Ravenwood Company. She's a rookie of the Ravenwood Company. It's a level 93 Worgen Rogue. Hello, Rhia.
Hello.
It's so awesome to come and talk with you tonight.
It's good to be here.
You bet. And so we're going to find out all about Rhia's character, hear about her storyline, hear a little bit about her in real life, and then get some great advice from Rhia for you other role players out there. So we're going to head on in, get comfortable, and start our discussion all about Rhia of the Nightfall. Alrighty, folks, and we are back, and we have some wonderful seats here in the Dwarven Bunker in the Valley of the Kings. And so, first and foremost, Rhia, how long have you been playing World of Warcraft?
For about 3 years. My boyfriend got me introduced into it then, and I had sort of known a little bit about it before because I had a cousin that played, and he let me make a character on his account and kind of explore a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. And then about a year or so later, I met my boyfriend and we just sort of talked about it and stuff, and then I think it was around Christmas or so, just a little bit before, he bought me the game.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, he just did it, and I was like,
okay.
Oh, cool.
All right, so how long have you been role-playing in World of Warcraft?
Role-playing has been a little bit off and on, probably accumulatively maybe 3 or 4 months, so not really that much out of the couple years I've been playing.
Well, it's always good to have new role players, and it's always good to see kind of their experience as they start role-playing in the game, so this will be fun. So, well, I guess first and foremost, why did you choose the Worgen to roleplay?
I've made quite a few characters before this one to experiment and see different kind of stories and stuff that I could play. My main character, which I do most of my achievement runnings or my mount collecting and all of that, is actually just a plain human. And I had started RPing with her first to kind of just get a feel for the game. This one, I wanted a story that could have a lot of depth behind it, I guess. A lot more, I don't want to say a tragic background, but have something there to pull from.
Okay.
So I was like, Worgen is pretty easy to do that because I can have her in human form, and then whenever she has something major happen around her, a fight breaks out or something, she can be Hulk out basically and
right.
become a Worgen if she needs to.
Okay.
Just to have something dynamic, I guess.
All right. Well, why did you choose the name Rhia? Does that have any special meaning to you? Did you get out of a book, movie? How did you come up with the name?
At first, it was kind of just an offhand thought. I was going through just different forums of stuff of different types of names and what they mean. And then I have a little puppy actually named Rhia, which is spelled Rhea. And I was I kind of like this name because she's named after a moon that goes around Saturn.
Ah.
So I was like, oh, this will be kind of cool because Rhia will be a dog, a Worgen, and I have a puppy named Rhea, so I was like, oh, this will be cool. Just kind of just change a character and then I'm good.
All right, well, there you go, folks. So when we come back, we are going to talk about her storyline. We're going to find out about Rhia and find out what she's all about. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. And so, Rhia, tell us about, Rhia, what's her storyline?
Okay, right now in her story, she's 22. She has an older sister that's 25. And they more recently just kind of reconnected, just about 3 years ago in their timeline. It starts off with them living in Silver Pine Forest with their parents, who were horse breeders as a trade. At the age of 5 for Rhia and the age of 8 for Eleonora, her sister, there was an attack on their community and their parents died.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was really, really tragic. So the sisters went to go live with a neighbor farm near them. These weren't really good people. They would work them all the time and badmouth them. They just weren't really nice neighbors. They're very stern. So at the age of 12 for Rhia and 15 for Eleonora, there was another attack on their community. This time it would be by Worgans, and this is when the change would happen for Rhia. So while in the commotion of them getting attacked, Rhia was running away from assailants through the woods, and then she would be attacked by a Worgan, and that would give her scar on her left shoulder and arm. And through that, she would pass out, and then she would wake up in a person that lived nearby the community would find her in the woods. So she would wake up there, make her way back to the town trying to find her sister. She wouldn't know where her sister was. No one had seen her sister. So they got separated, so she assumed that the sister had died. So for about 6 to 7 years, she would not know that her sister was even alive.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And about 4 years after the attack, though, she meets one of my other characters that I have named Saya, who is a Beastmaster. So they would become friends, almost like sisters themselves, and Rhia always looks up to her as a mentor and help her out with all of Saya's animals that she collects and has. So she found a better place after all of that. Being 4 years alone is kind of when she went through her roughest patch, probably, trying to figure out how the Worgan curse works and how her humanity was affected and all of that. So Saya kind of helped her out with all of that. And then about a few years after she meets Saya, around when she's 20, she meets up with Eleonora at the Dark Moon Fair.
Oh, wow. So you just happened to bump into her?
Yeah, I don't have details for it, but I kind of picture it, they kind of bumped into each other and didn't really know that they were sisters right away until something happens and they're just kind of oh, you're her. And then, 3 years later, they're here and they've been in contact with each other and joined Ravenwood recently.
All right, well, great. So, folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about the process of making a character and coming up with a storyline and how Rhia did all that and how long it took. So we'll be right back with that. All right, folks, and we are back. And so, Rhia, an awesome storyline. Now, how long did that take to come up with?
The concept of it came fairly quickly. As a hobby, real life, I read a bunch of books and stories, so I always have kind of a very fantasy-like mind. So coming up with stories isn't really too hard. My problem was doing the details so that it would match lore, which I'm not completely sure on myself because not all of WoW's lore is fact yet. It's a lot of speculation and stuff. And especially for Worgans, there's not really that much of how long they live for sure and what happens exactly when they get cursed. Do they stay the same age for a set amount of time or something like that? Because Gin Greymane got turned at 80, and there is comments and stuff saying that he has the strength and the agility and stamina of a younger man, even though he's 80 years old. So it's kind of one of those things where you have some people saying it's like that, and then other people saying, no, they age normally like a human would. And it's just kind of one of those weird things where there's just not enough information about it yet.
So you're just filling things in with your own headcanon until it becomes canon lore, is that correct?
Yes, so I'm trying to keep it not way out there in the ballpark, just trying to keep it so that it's believable, or something that is easily worked in without raising too many questions.
Right. Now, what program do you use? Is it MRP or TRP3? Which one do you prefer?
I use TRP3. I used to use MRP when I first started, which was good for basic information, and then I got told to look into TRP3, and I liked that it had a lot more customization or more options and stuff. So I switched to that, and I have been a believer ever since.
All right, excellent. All right, folks, when we come back, we're going to find out a little bit more about Rhia in real life. And so we will be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. And so we get to one of my favorite part of the interview, and that's where we talk to the person about the person behind the screen. And what this does is it breaks a lot of those stereotypes of what a role player looks like in real life. And they're not all 43-year-old guys living in mom and dad's basement eating Cheetos all day, but they're different people from different walks of life who do different things in the real world. And so, Rhia, what do you like to do outside of the game?
It varies a lot for me because I have so many different interests. Probably first and foremost is either reading books or watching television shows. I'm really big into like the major fandoms and even like some more underground fandoms.
Oh, okay. What is one of your favorite underground fandoms?
There's an anime manga series called Alice. It was my very first introduction into Asian culture and the more Asian-styled novels, which being a book reader before then, it was like a whole brand new gateway for me. But my best friend that I've had for about 8 years now actually introduced me to all of that, so I have like a big, strong connection to it. So for me, Gakuen Alice is like something I really love. The characters, the story, the development of the artwork through 20 books of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was just something that I was really into and still enjoy it immensely even after years of it being already over and done with, and not a lot of people know about it, and it was just adorably amazing.
Okay, so what is Gakuen Alice all about?
Gakuen Alice is about this little girl who's lost her parents. She gets accepted into this, it's kind of like a boarding school, and they have these powers that they can use to make fire, or there's one person there who has a shield ability to protect people, and it sort of reminds me of Kirin Tor, but with children.
Or like Hogwarts?
Yes.
Okay.
Or like Hogwarts.
All right. And your favorite series on TV right now?
Right now, I've been in love with a TV show called Lucifer.
Ah, yes.
So I was really excited when I saw the previews for it before it came out, and I've watched every episode up until now, like the day right after it comes out.
Okay. Well, excellent. So there you go, folks. People enjoy other things other than WoW outside the game. And so that is awesome. So when we come back, folks, we're going to get some advice for you new role players out there from Rhia. So we'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. And so, Rhia, let's say I am brand new to role-playing in WoW. What is some good advice for me getting started in role-playing in the game?
My first thing that I kind of do is look for, obviously story is something that you need to be thinking about through what you're going to do, because this is going to be your character, and a lot of RPers that I know don't like whenever you change your story so often, so you need to come up with something that you'll enjoy playing, because retconning a character and making it completely new isn't really looked kindly upon. Whenever I make a story for a character, even on the character creator screen, when I'm making the literal character, I think of, oh, do I want them to have darker skin tone, like they've been outside more in their life, or lighter, like they're more high class and have been more inside. I kind of take into account that kind of stuff too. It probably isn't to that detail that important, but I try my best to make my characters like how I see them in my head.
Okay.
But apart from obviously thinking about what you're going to RP about, I've found that making sure you have like the right kind of clothes or transmog really helps get you into the community and being present with the community. For the 2 years before I started taking RP a little bit more seriously, I would always just kind of like hang around and wait for walk-ups, or in some cases I would try to initiate walk-ups, but because of the way that I either looked or would start the conversation, or how other people would perceive me because of the way that I looked, I would never get any person wanting to RP with me. They would walk past me and think, oh, that's just, a newbie character just standing there, idle or whatever, not someone, oh, I want to RP with this person.
All right, well, that is excellent advice. So there you have it, folks. Again, coming up with a solid idea for your story a little beforehand so you know what your character is going to be, so you don't have to go back and change things, is very helpful. And also, again, looking your part and looking your best for your character is always something that's very fun to do, especially with your new character. And a lot of times what your transmog says about you really indicates what kind of role player you are. So that is an excellent advice. So when we come back, folks, we're going to get a shout out from Rhia to whomever she would like to give that to. So we'll be right back to find out who that is. Alrighty, folks. Well, it has been a fun night talking to Rhia here tonight. And so, Rhia, before we let you go, who would you like to give a shout out to tonight?
I would like to give a shout out to my lovely boyfriend, Bishop. Him and some of his friends do a lot of little internet things every now and then. So I'd like to give a shout out to Zulus, Green, and Finch. Also, they have some pretty crazy, awesome Left 4 Dead videos that they do. Also some Minecraft stuff, which is really funny to watch.
Okay, and where can you find them on the internet?
On YouTube. If you go to Zulus's page, which I can give you a link or something to put in the description if that's fine.
Okay, we'll do that, folks, so you're able to look them up there on the YouTubes. So excellent. Anyone else, ma'am?
Also to my best friends, Skyla, Bailey, and Peyton. They've been friends with me for about 8 years and since I moved from a different state, so they kind of helped me grow more into the person that I am today.
Oh, excellent. And of course, the Ravenwood Company, ma'am?
Yep, and the Ravenwood Company. They're a handful.
They are.
and now that I'm a new member, I'm still working out how I fit into the group, but it's been pretty good so far.
That's right, folks. Check out their awesome interview that we did on not too long ago. So just look them up in the channel here, and you'll find the awesome interview with the Ravenwood Company. All right, folks. When we come back, we're going to give a big thank you and goodbye to Rhia. And so we'll be right back with that. All righty, folks, and we are back. And Rhia, thank you so much for talking with us tonight.
You're welcome.
Again, folks, it goes to show that whether you have 5 years or 5 months worth of roleplay experience, there is a lot that you can do within the game to make your roleplay experience enjoyable and just having fun making that character. And so we've learned a lot about Rhia, rookie of the Ravenwood Company tonight, Rhia of the Nightfall, level 93 Worgen Rogue. She's over here on Moonguard. If you happen to see her, come up, give a big hello, and maybe do some walk-up roleplay.
It's always appreciated and enjoyed.
You bet. And so with that, folks, we're going to hearth on back and give our final thoughts on this awesome role player, Rhia of the Ravenwood Company. We'll be right back with that. Alrighty, folks. Well, we made it safe and sound back to Stormwind, and boy, Turwinkle, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Sure.
You bet. So let's give Rhia a big thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You bet. And so, folks, again, it goes to show that you can have fun role-playing no matter your experience within the game. And so, folks, if you like this episode, click that like button. If you would like to comment on this episode or on any of our previous episodes, please do so below. Let us know what you liked and what you didn't. And finally, if you'd like to subscribe, well, we would love to have you. Just hit that subscription button today. Well, excellent job as always, Turwinkle. And Turwinkle, we will catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Turwinkle. Bye-bye.